what's funny, everybody? Every time I make any kind of edit in OBS before stream, it turns off all of my audio mixing. Every time. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We're live. We're back. Hello. Welcome to episode 12 of Mistlost. We're gonna do the thing. Last episode was my birthday, so a lot of crazy shit happened because I like to do crazy things on my birthday, apparently. That's a tradition now. It's official. But before we get into the recap of last session, let's introduce our lovely cast members here. On the top left of the right-hand side of the screen, it's Alyssa.
Hello, everyone. My name's Alyssa. My pronouns are they, them, and you can find me on Twitter at @adisasterqueer. I play Revelation, who is our Asimar Circle of Stars druid, who uses she, they pronouns.
Hey guys, I'm Mariana. I go by Lagrimosa with a 0 on Twitter and a couple of other places. I will be playing Nikita, the Wood Elf Barbarian, and we both use she, her pronouns.
Hello, I'm Victor. I use they, them pronouns, and you can find me at Villavicencio on Twitter and on Twitch, as I am set to start my Legend of Zelda streaming. You can also find me tomorrow and most Thursdays on Sorting Keys channel, playing Invisible Sun. We also just recently put out a development scene with my character in which a lot of emotions are had. So, yeah, catch me on there.
Hello, I'm Charmy, also known as Captain Charmy in most other places. I will be playing Aurora Incineratus, the Fire Genasi sorcerer, and we both use she, her pronouns. Aki.
Hi, I'm Aki, or Akina if you're feeling fancy. I have a bowl of soup, and I'm trying to figure out where the meat is and where the bone is. Other than that, I play Dayu, Silverhair, your Bunomancer. We both use she, her pronouns. It's also Charmy's birthday on Friday, so you should 100%, wish her and gift Aurora tons of stuff. That would be great. You should do that. I don't think I have to say anything else. Yeah, okay. I'm good. Mm-hmm.
Before I get into my little intro, happy early birthday, Charmy. Anyway, last but not least, hello, I'm Mandy. I'm your Dungeon Master this evening, and mostly every Wednesday evening. You can find me here on this channel on Wednesdays and most Wednesdays and most Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for both. Wednesday, like tonight, we are playing Mistlost, which is a homebrew campaign for a world I have completely built myself. And Fridays is Dungeons and Dinglings. It is a Forgotten Realms with a homebrew spin campaign in which the party, the Dinglings, have just arrived in Thay. And they will be dealing with they're in the heart of Red Wizard territory and are currently incognito. So we'll see how much of a disaster that's going to be this Friday. So definitely tune in at that time as well. You can find me all over the internet at the Mandy, with the exception of Twitter because fuck Elon Musk. I work and teach RPGs, doing book design, writing, and art. Yeah, that's me. So let's get into the just a brief little recap of all the insane things that happened last session. If you missed it, you might want to go back and watch the VOD. You can find that here on Twitch, and it will also be on YouTube sometime in the near nebulous future because I am catching up on uploading those. But the city of Blackcade was on fire when the party awoke in the middle of the night, and in the process of falling to the hands of fiery-eyed beasts. They were all awoken and surprised in the middle of the night by these beasts climbing into the windows and beginning to burn the Salt Flat Tavern down, as well as they soon found out the rest of the city. They were caught off guard and without their armor, and were forced to fight these horrible creatures while exhausted and surprised in the middle of the night. Were able to escape the building, not without damage, and were not confronted, but witnessed a massive stag creature with wings and a lone rider that accompanied it that had a sword of flame that seemed to be controlling all of these fire-eyed massive beasts that were burning down the city and killing the citizens of Blackcade. The party was able to reunite with Kazuhiko and his people in order to meet up and hopefully escape in the midst of this battle. The result of seeing these beasts once again for Dayu, as well as realizing that there are no spirits that leave the bodies of these creatures when they are slain, sent Dayu into a state of shock in which she expended all of her magical ability at once to essentially draw the spirits of the dead in the area of Blackcade to their location, which allowed them to manifest in the material plane to be visible for everybody else around as well, not just Dayu. And so spirits of all manner of creatures and people were appearing in the streets, in addition to these, the chorus of monstrous sound. I wrote that quote down. That might be the episode title now. From the fiery, festering beasts that had destroyed the city of Blackcade. The party was able to escape, but not without experiencing severe exhaustion and losing some of their stuff, as well as the potential trauma that was induced into Dayu. We'll decide that through roleplay. After witnessing such a terrible thing, seeing the same creature that had killed her sister and poisoned her, and also other creatures like it, and learning that it was not the only one. They ran into the night to hopefully find rest a safe distance away, but prior to their departure from Blackcade, they did see that the rider on the back of the winged stag, yet another creature of fire, had dispersed these beings. Not teleported them, not killed them, simply reduced them to ash as though they had never been there at all. The only evidence of this night was the witnesses who still remain and the absolute destruction of the town. You all attempted to rest, but it was not quite enough to save you from level 1 exhaustion, which all of you experienced. But as a result of your valiant fighting after your long rest, which you were able to finally obtain, you will be able to finally obtain, assuming that you decide to rest during the day to kind of make up for it. You all leveled up to level 4. Yay, level 4. So I had to put you guys through the ringer a little bit, but that was definitely more than enough to reach the heights of your next level. For the folks at home who might be new, we started at level 3 in this campaign. I don't start players at level 1, that's just cruel. So you have now leveled up to level 4. And I believe there was some debate as to where to go next, where to get supplies, etc. So I will allow you all to take it away from here, as you are in camp, a relatively safe distance away from the still smoking remains of Blackcade.
Sin is just sort of like moving around camp. I think is trying to gather what food they have to eat, and is just like, all right. So a detour is necessary. We cannot march all the way down to, oh my god, the necropolis.
Allogate Necropolis, yes.
Allogate Necropolis.
You can call it the Necropolis, it's fine. You don't have to say the whole thing every time.
Yeah. But he's like, we're exhausted, and we just need to move. Because we can't just camp out here until we feel better. So, we had two options. We either go west to west, that way, to Foxden, or we go south, east to Cerro Bay. Both of these are uncomfortable for Dayu. I'm sorry, but that means that you do not get a vote. Aurora, Rev, Nikita. Kazuhiko is also uncomfortable with either of these and does not get a vote. You three will decide our fate. And
Why do I gotta do it? I can't decide where we're gonna go. I don't even really know.
You're just gonna make a choice. It's very easy. You're just gonna choose one or two. You can even just write it down on paper and just hand it to me.
Okay,
Rev. No, wait. Rev nudges Aurora right after she says two, because I can't remember which one was first and which one was second, and says, "No, wait. We should go to Foxden first, so that we don't have to traipse through the swamp." And looks down at what Aurora is wearing, and also what Rev is wearing. Neither are good for swamp traipsing.
Upon hearing this, Aurora will go, "Oh, yes, that one. I like that one."
Right.
It
Nikita, are
seems I've
you...
been outvoted. I was going to say to go the other route, but that's fine too. I don't mind swamp. I'm more indifferent than anything else.
Okay. Fantastic. Kazuhiko, you're going home.
As you wish. We can do that.
Right.
By the way, I am not particularly distressed one way or another. But I agree that I should not get a vote because I am the guide. I go where you want me to go.
Fantastic. I will figure that into future democratic processes. All right. Then let's eat, pack up, and move.
Understood. And he will begin helping you all break down camp and pack up as soon as you're done eating, of course. So we're all voting to go to the Fox Den now.
Two people are voting to go to the Fox Den of the three people who are allowed votes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, Sin, what would your vote have been? I'm curious.
Oh, he was doing the leader thing, so he wasn't allowed himself to vote, but his vote
Doesn't
would
wanna
have been
make
to
a
go to
decision.
Cerro Bay.
Okay. Alrighty, so that means you'll be traveling a few days out of your way from your path. So just so you know, you are taking a longer trip. Okay. The vote is
Hopefully
to
we'll
go
make up with movement later.
to go to Foxton for supplies. That is true. You are in dire need of different supplies. During this conversation, or rather following this conversation, maybe while you all are still eating, Kazuhiko will approach you, Dayu, and just kind of sit next to you on a rock or a log or what have you, and just kind of look over at you and say, I mean, at least it's not your parents we're going to see. You'll probably receive a less awkward reception at Foxden.
Yeah, maybe. That depends when you got my when you got my message, did you tell them anything?
Of course not. Why would I?
'Cause they're your parents? And you did tell me that the elders are planning on setting you up with someone else. So I don't know if this puts a rock in those plans.
Even if it does, I have the final say.
Yes,
A lot
we're
has...
adults now.
A lot, yes.
Oh.
A lot has changed since the last time we saw each other.
Like your hair?
Yes.
And you got your boobs done?
Is that what we're calling it now?
Look, I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, I'm glad you like it. My sister designed it, actually. She said she thought of you when she drew the art for it.
That's so sweet. I hope me showing up doesn't piss her off.
Oh, she's in Fouchus right now, probably. She won't be at Foxden when we arrive. Although I imagine she would be excited to see you. I mean, my family loved you. They really did. It wasn't out of obligation. It wasn't because of... You were part of our lives for so long. Especially while you were training with us. So, shrugs. I think if anything, they'll be happy to see you in a way that might not make you feel as guilty as your parents might.
I'm more worried about elder nonsense, though.
Well,
they're old.
I
don't know how boomer they are yet.
I don't know what that word means, but
Oh, you don't. It's a very old. It's I was talking to like a really old ghost. They were telling me of some of their like old world lingo.
He just kind of noms on like his hardtack or whatever kind of ration he has, and just nods because he's used to you saying weird fucking nonsense that makes no sense to anybody else. He's, even after not seeing you for a couple of years, he had a lifetime of hearing you babble on about random shit that nobody's ever said before in this world, or any other for that matter. And he just kind of nods and he says, well, they do have a level of influence. However, my parents have mostly stepped back from their position at the head of the family, so essentially it's me. But not officially, because I'm not married. So, shrugs. To be clear and honest with you, they were only just starting to discuss candidates, not setting me up to meet with any of these women or anything like that. I don't even know who they were considering at this point. I have been too busy to deal with it, and to be honest, I've been avoiding it.
This fucking chat, bro.
So, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, if we get there, whatever you decide.
Okay.
I don't want you to feel like we're going to put you up to the task immediately upon your return. That is not... I will do everything in my power to stop that.
Yeah, because I can't.
I understand that, and I get it.
At least for a year. Though I don't know what happens if we fail. Does like the veil implode? Or something. That would be make Sin very sad. And like probably Aurora and stuff too, but like Sin the most sad.
I wouldn't dream to bring you away from your duties. That would be absurd. You know I'm not that kind of person. We'll figure it out. Whatever
Yeah.
happens, we'll figure it out. Anyway, he clears his throat and gets up. I will leave you to your breakfast. And all of you, he raises his voice so that other people can hear, let me know when you are ready to go. He will stroll off to the other side of camp because he has like you've been seeing this happening time and again, and it's not new for Kazu. He starts having like these deep conversations with you, and then he clams up and is like, I'm gonna go over here now.
This motherfucker's lucky that my parents weren't into oyster shucking, or else it'd just be cracked open by now. And I say this to, I don't know, Meilin.
Okay. Meilin, who is sitting nearby, most of her body is visible, mostly like the upper half of her body. You don't really see like her legs very much. She just kind of nods, like, yeah. You hear her say, honestly, I know he's nice, but I don't know what you see in him. I never got it. I never understood that. I'm kind of glad I didn't get stuck with that lot. I'm glad we switched.
He's so nice. Stop it.
He is nice, but I don't know. I like a man with more gumption. Not that it matters anymore.
Meilin is just saying that Sin is a man with gumption.
Are you gonna start dating her dead sister? Is that what's happening?
I don't think so. But I'm just saying that I did forget to bring that up in the recap. Sin
She is the younger sister. Of course she's here for the bad boy. Sorry.
Sin and Meilin did bond by Sin just talking at Meilin the entire evening
True.
during his watch.
Ghost girlfriend and a lantern. I know. Oh, that's a meme from the other game. Never mind. Anyway, she just kind of laughs a little bit and disappears.
Dai just thinks to herself, yeah, I have a type. I know what my type is. I'm okay. Like,
I feel like I'm ready to go when you guys are. Aurora's probably uncharacteristically quiet, but not any more used to the outdoors than she was before.
oh shit. Actually, I think Dai knows where she is magically. Like, she is exhausted. She knows she's done some stuff, but she's aware of like the level of exhaustion that she has, and she's been doing spirit stuff for a while. This is not the first time she's overexerted herself trying to do things. So like, I guess like as we're about to leave, Dayu will like, her ears will perk up and be like, oh, try not to die today. I think I can only like, I don't have that much, magic in me today.
Noted.
Yeah. Kinda sucks. But I'm just really tired.
One day at a time.
Hopefully today is just walking.
After what we saw. I mean, yes, hopefully.
Can I insight check that big bitch?
You may insight check, and Nikita, you may roll either deception or persuasion. You choose, and you do not have to tell us which.
We both have disadvantage though, because
Yes,
of
you do,
exhaustion.
because you are exhausted. Correct.
I don't fucking need disadvantage.
Jesus.
I got a 5.
It's a 17 on the die, but like 21.
Okay,
5.
well, Nikita, it is up to you what you disclose.
You see that she's making like a really poor attempt at like being optimistic after everything that just happened. It's more like logically we're probably gonna see more stuff, but maybe just to calm her down after she froze up. Maybe I shouldn't say we're gonna get attacked again, probably.
I'll just like pat your arm and be like, oh, there. I lived here my entire life. I know when things will go south and south more.
So you're fine? Or
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe you.
Oh,
But-
no, that's totally fine. I mean, am I fine? Like, physically? No. I got bit again, and, then, I'm so tired. And my whole, I don't know, left side of me hurts. But, like, it always hurts, so it's normal. I'm just talking about, like, oh, are we gonna run into things? Yep. Are we gonna, I don't know, probably fight again? Yep. My bet is undead, because at least the undead, we can handle it a lot better. I hope we don't get a giant again, though, but those things, sometimes they try to ambush and sometimes they don't. There's also worse things to fight. But the good part is we're going towards where, like, all the hunters are. So, like, if we get close enough, maybe we'll run into, like, a hunting party or something.
To be honest, as long as it's not whatever the fuck we just fought back there, we're good, because everything else was fun until that.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not going to wish a giant, but I would like to also maybe kill one. But I'm not going to wish that. I also don't want to take Sin's thunder too much.
There's so many different kinds of giants here. You'll be fine. I've killed one too. It's not a big problem.
Oh, so cool.
So what this is, and I like point to like the back. It's a bit different though. It's not really like a giant, but it was way bigger than
What
me.
the fuck is... are you? Dayu.
Mm.
I can't catch on a lot of things, and I feel like you're just sweeping something under a rug.
But there's no rugs here.
No, there aren't. Just a
It's
lot
wide
of
open dirt, baby.
dirt, yes, and some rocks.
Mm.
Oh, foot rocks. Actually, did you want some? That was maybe a joke, but I don't. We talked about it all the time. There's the rocks if you want to pick some up.
I did want to pick some up. I go and I pick up some small rocks to put in my pocket sand. Wait, I have it here.
And you could trade them at some point later.
Put it in the pocket sand. Pocket sand to doom. Yeah. It's been a while since I can't wait till I use this.
Gonna be gravel at someone's eyes.
And I said there's crushed up chili, like chilies in there too, and other stuff. Crushed up shells. This is gonna be weaponized and like
Literally has
tons
pepper
of sand.
spray. And I think like Nikita, just like watching you pick rocks and stuff, will just kind of like look down and just scoop up something and then just kind of like sift it out, and whatever stays in her hand, she'll put in her bag. You're also muted.
It's fine. I'm just saying for later and getting excited.
She's trying to maybe get footing in this trade system you have.
Can't believe you're moving in on my moves. Nah,
What?
It's right. It's good.
I have like pocket lint.
I'll trade you this pocket lint. This is definitely not worth a petrified lizard. I'll trade you a tail.
I don't have tails.
You sure hunt hunter. You sure hunt after them. I don't know what I was trying to say before. My mouth stopped working halfway through that, and it failed.
You're gonna start like seeing Nikita at some point, like way down the line, just like pouncing on like lizards and stuff.
That's so cute. All right.
Sorry. Continue. Let's just keep going.
Have you, are you guys all set and gonna get going?
I thought we were walking and talking, but yeah.
You're walking and talking? Okay, you can walk and talk. That's fine.
That's cool with everyone.
Yes.
I do have a question. Has Rev given Sin his armor and clothing? Or is Sin still marching through the marsh with only Nikita's fur belt?
Yeah, I think that Rev will realize that you are, in fact, not wearing clothes yet. And so before we get into combat or anything, we'll approach Sin and say, I grabbed these before we left.
Sin looks and he's like, oh, I thought I was lost forever. Oh my god. And I think he just sort of like rummages through and very like even in like the what's it called? Like in his leather armor, I think he has like multiple sewn in pockets. And he pulls out a journal and he's like, oh, I thought I lost it.
Rev stares at it because she did not go through the pockets because I think that they just didn't have time. And it's like, shit, I assumed that was in his bag.
But yeah, he takes like 10 minutes. I think it says 10 minutes to like put it on. He puts on clothes, he puts on his stuff.
Quietly booing.
Yeah. So now we're fully prepped.
Okay. You're fully prepped. Okay. So you are walking and talking with Kazuhiko probably mostly leading the way, although Dayu, I would say from where you are currently, like you know where you're going. But he's definitely here for leading the pack and keeping an eye because he's a ranger. It's his job to keep a lookout. And with that being said, I'm gonna put those dice off to the side so I can remember what I rolled. Actually, I'll just write that down. 95 on the table.
Aurora is at the back of the group complaining to whoever's closest about the walk and her shoes.
Yeah, I think it's a revelation. And so she's like, that's why we're stopping at Foxton first, because the walk is bad enough, but I really don't want to drag this through a swamp.
I know, your outfit is so cute. It doesn't deserve to go out like that.
Right? You too. I mean, those boots getting covered in mud? No.
No.
Anyone who is proficient in perception may roll perception.
Can I use my passive perception, which is now 22?
Jesus Christ. Yes. Forgot about that.
Can I use my passive perception then as well?
If
just don't wanna
you are
roll.
opting to use your
Even if
passive
you're
perception,
exhausted,
I will use everyone's passive perceptions.
And this is at disadvantage? Or...
No, you know what? I'll just use everybody's passive
Oh, wait.
perceptions.
Never mind. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Either way,
Yeah,
Aurora's
that's
is
fine.
shit.
If I did roll it, it was a lost nat 20 in the first roll. I was so
Oof.
sad.
Actually, now I think about it, I'm actually expertise in perception. I could have just rolled it, and I think I would have been okay.
Well, I'm keeping Kazuhiko's roll because I'm the DM and I said so. And he rolled very high, so we're okay with that. We'll say you travel through the day. Actually, you know what? Point of order. When you woke up, did you wake up in the afternoon? Did you wake up in the morning after only a few hours rest? How late or early did you all get up?
I think Sin would have argued for people to stay resting until the afternoon.
Okay.
Like, just as an honest.
I feel like because we're already exhausted, it wouldn't have mattered anyways. So, especially if we're going for a objectively longer trip. So I think that you would have been like, nah, morning, bitch.
Wow.
We gotta go.
I mean, okay. So sorry, go ahead.
Nah, I mean, Sin would have tried to at least, like, be like, I hear what you're saying, but you are probably the most fucked up out of all of us right now. So, we'll compromise and leave late morning.
Okay. Late morning.
Late morning. Okay. So, you travel for. Let me determine how many hours. Okay. A couple hours into your trek, you come across a area that's there are different areas that seem to be more hilly, some that are a little bit more swampy, but you're heading out in the area that's a little bit more plain-like, so more flat. And you see a copse of trees. Most of them are dead, but some of them have leaves on them. And you can see there is a small cart with a mule and a gentleman who is currently cutting down one of the live trees. Those of you who have a passive perception of 16 or higher as you are passing this occurrence can see that at the top of the tree, hiding in the leaves, is a little green creature with bright yellow eyes. It looks like a dragon, but tiny. And the man cutting down the tree does not seem to be aware of this creature's presence at all. He's just hacking away. Just a man wearing worker's clothes, cutting down the tree.
Still sort of walking next to Aurora, Rev mutters, well, that's not going to end well.
Kazuhiko. What is going on?
He looks over. He definitely sees it. He goes, huh. Interesting. What is that? He kind of points to the little creature in the tree. You guys are a pretty far distance away. You would definitely have to shout to get the woodcutter's attention. But he's just perched up, like, you see, like, he's, like, perched on a branch. You can't really see his whole body because he's green. He's the same color as the leaves. But his little head is popped up between the leaves, and he's just kind of looking around. Looking down because he sees the man who's hacking away at the tree.
Oh, it's just a little guy. So cute. Can I make like a survival check on it to see like if I know maybe roughly what
it is? I would take an Arcana check actually, or history. Oh. Arcana or history, one of the two.
They're gonna be roughly the same, so I'll just do like I guess
whatever you choose.
History.
You're a bard. You're proficient at fucking everything.
I am. I'm just saying like this. It'll be roughly the same. Oh, I forgot. Disadvantage like 11.
Okay. You feel like you've seen something like this in a children's book once, but you're not quite sure. You did not meet the DC.
What are you all looking at?
I would have on my first roll. Oh, see, if you look right over there between the last two branches, you're gonna see like a yellow eye, and then if you look a little bit upwards, you can find the outline of it's at least a lizard.
So those of you who did not see the creature before, because it's being pointed out to you actively, you are able to spot it after this explanation.
Okay, and it's not a kobold, right?
No, it's not a kobold.
Okay.
It's smaller than a kobold. Just a little guy.
Should we stop him? He's like, if that's where that thing lives.
Kazu kind of slows his steps a little bit, and he goes, "Should we just go over there and talk to the woodcutter?"
Yeah.
Aurora
why
looks
not?
at Rev like, is this like a druidy thing, or is this like more of a magic-y thing?
Rev knowing animals.
Rev, with her
Listen,
+1 to
I didn't say
nature.
she's smart.
Rev looks up at it and looks at the tree and just sort of shrugs at you.
Yeah,
Why would I know that?
You have no fucking clue what that thing is. So you all walk over to the woodcutter.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I love random tables. They make for such fun interactions. You walk up to the woodcutter, and what do you say? What do you say to him? Because he's actively like using an axe and chopping away. He's like about halfway through, like getting to the point of knocking the tree over.
Hey buddy, there's a thing up there. You might want to slow your roll.
He hears you and pauses and turns and sees you all, and
Aurora waves.
sees that you're waving and saying hi, but he definitely takes note of the fact that you're all armed, and he just kind of stops and says, I don't have any money.
No, we're not. No. He points up. He's like, there's a creature up in the tree. If you knock it down, it might cause you a problem, or it might drop on your head or something.
He looks up. Oh. What is that? Is that a dragon? He's so tiny. He sets the axe down. He like steps back from the tree, like, what is that?
Now that we're closer, I think I'd like to try. You said an Arcana or a History?
Arcana or history, yeah.
Now
I'll allow it. Now that you're closer, I will allow it.
Both of those are just straight 0 rolls.
Okay, you have no fucking clue what this thing is.
And okay, so I don't get to roll.
Oh, you said straight 0.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
saying
you mean
like,
0 to your bonus. I'm sorry. I was like, did you roll a 1 and have a -1? Like, what?
That's what I
I'm so
thought.
confused. No, please roll. Yes, but it's at disadvantage, don't forget, because of your exhaustion.
Yep. So that is a 14.
Close enough, I guess. I don't want this to constantly. Actually, you know what? It's not good enough. I'm not gonna lower the
That's fine.
DC.
It's okay for me not to know it.
I want to be nice and tell you what it is because it's a cute little guy.
Yeah,
No, you feel like you've probably seen this in like a book or something. But you're like a fairy tale maybe, but you don't know what the fuck this thing is. He's just a little guy. He looks like a little dragon, just a little tiny dragon.
Can I take like some of my rations and like call it over?
What do you say?
Hello, sweet little baby. Please don't get hurt on the tree.
He just
I'm not treating it
said
like a cat. It's at least a lizard. And I recall like a nursery rhyme or something like that. But also it's Southmore, so I bet we had some pretty fucked up ones. You know, like.
So you have the food. Roll me. I know you would normally have disadvantage, but because you have food, you may make a regular persuasion roll. So it cancels out your disadvantage, where I would normally give you advantage.
18.
Okay. Insight is not very high. So he sees you hold up to food, and you like see his little neck crane kind of out a little bit, and he tilts his head and looks down, and then launches himself from the tree, and you see he's got he's tiny. He's got a little long, kind of skinny body, long, skinny tail with a little stinger at the end, and wings. And he flies down and alights on your shoulder and snatch the food out of your hand. And just nom, 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 eats it up.
You made a friend.
I want 50.
And I'm just gonna tell it as if it can understand me. So his job is to cut down some trees, and you're on a tree, so it's not so safe. But don't attack him for doing his job.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe go to like a different tree.
You see an image in your mind of, did you feed him like beef jerky or a cracker or fruit or something?
Yeah, something. I feel like I just have,
You see
because Dayu was saying like she thinks it's a lizard or something. It's probably something on the meat side.
Okay, so you see an image in your mind of the jerky you just fed it. And one word, more.
He wants a fucking bribe.
That's okay.
The rats all over again.
That's okay. I'm like Rev. I don't discriminate. So I'll break off more jerky and give it some jerky.
He, like,
the whole time I say I say you're very good.
You can see now that you're looking at this little tiny dragon up close. He's got like little spines all along, his little spikes and spines all along his back. He's got little horns that kind of twist back and point backwards behind his head. And when you offer up the jerky, his little maw opens up and you see all these little needle-like super sharp teeth, and he just snatch out of your hand. He's not polite about taking the food from you. He's just like, nah! And just eats it up. He pretty much swallows it. He doesn't even really chew.
Does Smar react to this new creature in the...
I was going to say Nikita, seeing that it's like a lizard, like she's kind of like on the opposite end of the group right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I did want to be like, stay in my hair. But like...
You just hear the squeaking. It quiets down a little bit. You feel him like grab onto your hair and like nestle in it to kind of hide in your hair.
She's thinking about the knot it's gonna make for later, but it's fine.
And he just kind of looks at you, and he looks like he is considering you as an individual, Dayu. He has a level of intelligence to his face that's just interesting, that most animals don't have. You can tell he understands your words and is processing what you are saying. He knows what you're talking about, but he is not speaking. He makes a face. Even after you fed him, he makes a little face. And he flitters over to, instead, let's see, there's 4 of the rest of the people in the party. Who does he choose? He flitters over to Aurora. And he doesn't land on your shoulder, but he is kind of like hovering with his little wings going in front of you. And he looks at you in the eye, and is clearly intelligent. This little green dragon.
Well, aren't you just a little cutie, is what Aurora will say, but it comes out not in common, but in Draconic.
His little brow raises and he grins at you, his little sharp teeth, as he just makes this expression when you speak to him in Draconic. And you see an image in your mind of a larger dragon, and an image in your mind of jerky and the word more.
You want more to eat, but who's the big dragon? Is that your family?
With a single little clawed finger, points to himself.
You're the big dragon. You're little now, but you will be big, or you used to be big and you will be little. And as she's saying this, she'll kind of like be rummaging around in her pocket, slowly trying to get her snack for it.
You ask him those questions, and he kind of just tilts his head at you, like, what do you mean I am big?
He thinks he's a big guy, but he's just a little guy.
Sounds like
Does
sin.
Aurora say that out loud?
Yeah.
You say that out loud?
Yeah.
But you are offering him food at the same time as you saying that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll something now.
Because, like, she's not thinking of it as, like, a
Man.
negative thing. She's thinking that it's cute, but also she's like, here's a snack because you're hanging out with me.
His eyes narrow a little bit when you say that he's small. But when you offer the food, he seems to forget about it and snatches the food out of your hand. And his little tail is kind of going. Kazuhiko off to the side is just like, is this thing our friend now? It's not attacking us, so
What is it?
I don't know. I've never seen such a thing. It looks a little bit fey.
It's kind of like a dragon, but, like, not entirely. So little.
You see image of big green dragon that just looks like a bigger version of him. You see big dragon again in your mind.
He's so big, says very unconvincingly to the group.
He nods.
Hey, where's your home?
He looks up at the tree.
Do we want to ask the guy not to cut down the tree?
You ask the woodcutter not to cut down the tree. You ask him that, and he looks at you, and he says, well, I already made quite a bit of damage here. I'll stop, but, all it'll take is a storm to roll through, and it'll probably knock the tree down at this point. I didn't know something was living in the tree, or I would have cut down the other tree over here.
And also just take care, because I'm pretty sure this guy looks poisonous.
He does have a little stinger on the end of his tail, yeah.
Looking up at the tree, can we see any sort of like nest that he would have been living in?
So you go to examine the tree. I will take a perception check from you, Aurora, because you're looking. But again, at disadvantage because of your exhaustion. The tree is on death's
Rev,
door already,
right?
yes.
You mean?
Sorry?
Rev, not Aurora.
Yes. Well, I thought you said you were gonna look, but okay, yeah. Whoever is looking,
was the other one,
perception
sorry.
check.
Yeah, it was me.
Okay, sorry.
I got a
Been a long day.
23.
23, even with disadvantage, very nice.
Yep, I got a 16 and a 17.
Yes. So you take a look, and you don't even see like a hole in the tree. There's no nest, there's no hole in the tree. You're not quite sure. But with your very good perception check, as you're walking around and kind of peeking at the branches and looking where knots would normally be in a tree, from branches breaking off over time as the tree continues to grow. You don't see any hollows in the tree, but a little bit towards the top of the tree, you see like a little weird shimmer in the air. It looks like magic? An illusion, maybe?
This is unnecessary, but I'll do it anyway. Can I detect magic to get the type of magic that it is?
Yes. Yes, you may.
In the meantime, is there anything... I have stuff in my pack that technically I could use for climbing. Is there any way that I could use some of this gear to try and anchor the tree?
You could like tie a rope around the tree or put like pieces of wood to kind of prop it up to keep it from falling, but the tree is like 70% cut. Like Nikita could push the tree with a little bit of effort and just knock the whole thing down at this point. And for Rev, the magic school that you pick up on, when you look at this strange shimmer, is conjuration magic of sorts. It is not an illusion. You surmise from what you have learned that this could be some sort of tiny rift into another plane, but small.
I will, I think, pull aside Dayu away from the woodcutter and point it out and say, I think there might be a rift up there to wherever it is that thing is really from, which would make it hard to transfer its home to a different tree. Although I suppose he can fly, so it's not that much of a hardship.
Oh. I mean, maybe you can just go back through the rift then, because if the tree gets cut, I don't know what would happen to that rift. But I guess that means it's clearly not from here. Maybe we should just explain to it that this tree will fall down and it's really dangerous, so it either needs to go back home or pick a new tree. Or come with us. But I don't wanna speak. We already have one small little guy. I want another small little guy.
Would like to speak to it, or Aurora? I guess they formed some sort of bond here.
While you're having this conversation, Aurora, this little green guy is chirping at you. He wants more food. He's hungry.
Okay, I'm gonna share with you, but you can't have all of my food. I need it because I'm going on this really long walk. And she's like, kind of like, I'll say she gives it two more little pieces of some sort of meat jerky.
He noms up the jerky and he purrs at you like a cat.
Aw, can I pet you? Is that allowed? Will it hurt because you're spiky?
He'll lean his little head forward.
She'll give him like gentle little taps.
He purrs a little bit more, very much like a cat. And while you are doing that, you get an image in your head of him sitting on your shoulder.
Wait, do you want to sit up here?
He will flutter over and sit on your shoulder as soon as you say that.
Oh. And I like turn around and I'll go, Dave, look, it's doing the thing that it did to you, to me.
That's so cute. On another note though, can you tell it that it's home, this tree, it's very dangerous to live in right now. So he either has to go back or find a new tree or follow you forever.
He is peeking over Aurora's head while you're talking to Aurora, and he's looking straight at you while you are saying this.
In
And
the eye.
he's giving you kind of a look like, I can hear you.
I know, but I don't speak your language, so I thought it might be better if you heard it in your language.
He tilts his head like he understands what you're saying.
Okay, never mind this.
You get an image in your head. You get a word in your head that says understand.
Oh, okay.
You get the
Never mind, we
impression
got
he can communicate simple emotions and images and simple words, but not like full sentences.
So we're relocating it, right?
Back to the what did you say was up there? The hole? The rift?
Yeah, to like another plane or something, right, Rev?
Yeah, would I know anything? Like, is that a regular occurrence or something concerning? Or do we think it would be stable or unstable?
There is a lot of magic that people don't generally understand in this world. It's not unheard of for such a thing to happen, but it is kind of a weird place for it to happen. Usually you would think something like this would happen in the wilds to the east. Or even to the north.
It seems like such an odd place for it. I wonder if it will remain open much longer. But yes, a rift to another plane.
Should we convince it to go?
While they're debating, Aurora, you see another image in your mind of this dragon kind of draped over your shoulders while you are casting some kind of powerful spell.
Are you a magic dragon? As an experiment, Aurora wants to just like kind of like hold out her hand and try to like call forth some magic. I feel like she's not entirely sure at first what exactly she's attempting to do, but the end result would be like just a prestidigitation of like, you know, like a shower of sparks or something to see the reaction of the her friend.
You get a sense of approval when you do that.
It likes magic. Do we have to send it back? Can it just hang out with us?
He seems to like you, Aurora.
I guess as long as he's okay with you, and okay with the very long journey we're going to be on, I'm okay with it.
I feel like at hearing that, you're gonna see Nikita basically like she's like managed to get her way. Like you guys are standing here, she's managed to like get a little far, just in case. But she's not really sure how she feels about it. She likes the thing altogether, but she's very protective over her baby.
What's your name? Do you have a name? Do little dragons have names? Just talking to the...
He shakes his head no.
Okay, so for now I'll call you Buddy. Buddy, do you want to hang out with us and go on this really long walk and maybe go to another part of this country? We don't know if we'll ever come back this way to put you back in your little rift hole. So it's like a big choice.
He looks up at the tree, looks at you, nods.
We got it. We got it. Come on, please. And she'll just like look around at the rest of the group as if she requires their permission to say yes to this.
I think Sin laughs when he hears this. He's been sort of like hanging back to let everyone sort of have their moments. And just chuckles, and he's like, Aurora, you can choose to just bring it along. that's good news for this woodcutter. You don't have to give up on this tree.
Good point. You get a tree, we get a new friend. This is the best thing that's happened since we left.
So I will post the stat block for the pseudo dragon in your notes.
Not a baby wyvern.
I'm gonna
That's
cry.
better
So
than baby
cute.
wyvern.
Also, the art that I have from D&D Beyond is of a red pseudo dragon, but you can imagine basically the same thing but green. Little green guy, little guy. Congratulations, Aurora! You are a mom now.
But I'm only 16.
What?
No.
No, you're
Aurora's
not.
16. That's her internal, I'm a child.
Oh my god. The woodcutter kind of looks at all this exchange happening and he's like, so should I should probably cut down the tree anyway, right? Because it's just gonna fall over. I don't want anybody
It's your
to
tree.
get hurt.
Mhm.
Okay. Thanks for the warning.
Yeah, I mean,
Enjoy your new pet? Question mark.
thanks. Sorry that you thought that we were gonna rob you. I'm sorry if that was if that was like an anxiety that you had.
There's a lot of bandits out here, so
Oh.
shrugs. It wouldn't be the first time. Probably wouldn't be the last either.
Bandits could have supplies. Sin turns around and looks at everybody. We might not have to go all the way to the Fox Den. If we go to a bandit camp, clear it out, run them off and take all their stuff that they already stole, and then head down. If it fits.
I like this plan.
That seems like a lot more work than just going to Foxden.
It was just
Probably.
an idea. Spank some idiots, tell them to live better lives, and take their stuff. I don't know.
Kazu kind of looks over at you and he says, you realize if we go into a bandit camp, we're going to have to kill them all to get their supplies, right? I mean, you could try to smooth talk your way into the camp, but the likelihood of that is very low. Have you ever fought
I can't
bandits
just
before?
beat them. I mean, there are bandits in the Vale. Yes, I've never had to kill any bandits in the Vale.
He shrugs. I didn't sign up to go bandit hunting. I'm here to take you from point A to point B.
Also, over
Okay.
here, the bandits will take that personally if we leave them alive.
All right. Well then, again, it was just a suggestion. It's obviously a wrong suggestion. Keep moving.
Shrugs. I'm not saying we couldn't take their supplies. It would just be a matter of how we go about it.
Yeah, and the way you put it, I don't want to go about that matter. So it's fine to go on to Foxden.
Fair enough. Let's continue on, shall we? Now that we've got another mouth to feed. Although it's rather small, so it's probably fine. when Kazuhiko says the word small, Aurora, you feel you hear a little hiss of anger. You have a pseudo dragon with a Napoleon complex, it seems.
It's just me.
It's it's Akino in pseudo dragon
It's
form.
just me. No, yeah. Green. Yeah, shit. It's just me.
You bestie. I try to comfort my buddy.
Oh, he immediately responds to the attention with a little purr. He's
Aurora's
just
just
curled
like-
up on your shoulder, he's made himself
It's
very
so dope.
cozy.
So dope.
Aurora, like, whereas on up to this point, she was probably like so cranky and like really annoying to maybe everyone except Rev. Like, she is like completely flipped and is now just like a happy little sunshine girl.
Rev lost their companion buddy, their complaining buddy. So
Yep.
sad.
Womp womp.
I think the best
For
part
now.
about it is that it like matches Aurora as well, like Aurora's colors, because this is a green one too. Like you're just a really fun cycle right now. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, you feel a kinship to this creature that you did not expect. You're not normally like a pet person, but you feel a connection to this creature. He has scales like you.
I feel like that's really soothing her right now. She has something to focus on other than the overwhelming situation that they're currently in.
I need you to know that I'm excited for a completely different kind of bullshit reason, but it just means I get to update your Pokemon team now. I give you a fucking Axew. Like I'm excited. I'm excited for me. It's
Oh my god.
Thank you for this gift.
Oh, we forgot to do the Pokemon scrum. Welcome to Mistlost this week. Ah. Oh no. I don't know why. That was an intrusive thought that just popped into my head.
I love it.
I say we do that every intro now.
Every intro. Welcome to Mistlost. We're happy to put on a great show for you this week. For context for everybody at home, we were talking about Pokemon and how oh my god, what's the name of him? The little fire crocodile?
Fuecoco.
Yeah, Fuecoco. He just looks like he has no brain. Empty head, no thoughts. Just scream all the time, but not even a real scream. Just Anyway,
Also the Surskit video, because I love him. He just gets out of a Pokeball and he's like,
he's a little,
Yeah, so
he's a little guy.
voice. This is the Japanese
so
stuff.
cute.
We
Is it,
love
like-
Pokemon too much, you guys. It's actually arguably not enough. If that wasn't abundantly clear by this conversation, this terrible sidetrack. Anyway, sorry, that's my fault. I did that. I sidetracked us. But yeah, you continue onward. The woodcutter goes back to his business, and now Aurora has a pet pseudodragon. Not that you know what a pseudodragon is, because none of you succeeded. on
It's
your
a weird
checks.
fucking lizard.
You just have a teeny tiny like dragon.
I feel like Aurora probably should have like tried to investigate, but she hasn't yet thought of it.
I love it. I do think as we continue our walk, Sin is finally gonna try and like talk to Dayu. He's sort of like trying to be like, I'm here and I want to talk to you, but I don't want to make it obvious I want to talk to you because I don't know how much attention you want on this.
I'm literally just walking.
Yeah.
I think my ears move more than are more active, and that's just because I'm paying attention to many things. So yeah, just poke me when you're ready, and if you want to talk in private, we can still do that. Like we just go to the back.
Yeah, I think he finally just is like, I have a question for you, but I don't know how much you want to like say at all regarding this question.
But what's the question? Do you need?
No,
Do you
what's
have
your
the
sister's
runs?
name?
Oh, okay. Oh, that went in a very different direction. Her name's Meilin. Why?
Oh, I kind of met her. You know, when you made me invisible, I think you made me invisible, or you pushed me somewhere where I couldn't be seen in the inn. I
Oh.
saw her.
Yes.
And then during watch first watch last night, I saw her again and kind of talked to her for a bit.
You talked to her?
Talked at her. I could see her, she could nod and stuff. So she looked lonely with you asleep, so told her about stuff in Okurai.
I think Dayu's like whole face like so Dayu has like that resting fun smile thing that just kind of looks a little derpy, but I think her whole face just kind of like softens for like a moment and then goes back to derp, and she'll go, oh, that's very sweet of you, thank you. She doesn't get to talk to much people besides me for very obvious reasons.
Yeah, I think it took everything in me to be able to even see her that night. Yeah. I guess it felt rude not knowing her name. So I wanted to ask you, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about it.
No, her name's Meilin. Well, I mean, if you want to talk about it, I haven't met anyone that can see her. Unless I let them. Which takes a lot out of me. I don't know if you noticed last night.
I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know you're really strong and cool, and you sort of got this handled compared to a lot of us. But I was worried about you.
Thank you. For your concern. It's fine though. Or rather, I'm about as fine as like I can be. I want to say I'm 80% fine.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
And he sort of like looks around, and I think he just sort of there's literally no mechanical thing to this. He's gonna choose a vibe. He's gonna like sort of like look in that direction and then just sort of wave and say, I'm sure it's the wrong direction, but it's just say, hi Meilin.
GM is Meilin in that corner.
Which direction do you point?
I think he goes like a little bit to the like I think it's like Sin, Dayu, and he like decides like the vibe is like next to Dayu but a little forward. And that's where he says hi. That's what he decides the vibe is.
I'm gonna make it into a mechanic. Roll me a d20. Just d20.
Okay, just a regular d20.
Yep.
That is a 13. 18.
18?
Yeah.
She's Dai, you can see she's almost exactly where Sin is pointing.
It's following the vibes.
I just go, you got it!
Oh. I don't know, maybe being pushed into there did something. I don't. It's pretty interesting.
Meilin gives a little thumbs up. Not that Sin can see it, but she's giving you a little thumbs up.
She's giving you a thumbs up.
Oh. Fantastic. Sin gives finger guns in return. Finger crossbows.
You hear Meilin laugh and she says, he's a good one.
Yeah, very sweet.
Keep him around.
I would like to, yes. I'm having this whole conversation in front of Sin.
Yeah.
Sin is realizing that like you can actually like talk, which is neat. So I think he's just vibing along quietly. Like he's not perturbed by this. He's just smiling, and he's just like, I'm glad I got to meet her. And if you know, yeah, I just wanted to check in.
Thank you for checking in, and thank you for talking to her. If you can more often, that'd be really neat. Though I don't know if she can respond back. That's just a fun little thing.
Well, she got to nod when I could see her, and I'm sure that I can tell her more embarrassing stories about silly shit I've done in Okurai.
If it helps, she's kind of always around. So even if you just talk, if I guess talk to her with the intention of talking to her, I think you'll be able to reach her.
Awesome.
I have no academic backing on this, just experience. But to be fair, I can also just see every bitch in this neighborhood.
And once again, that sounds exhausting.
Yeah, Jennifer is just like hanging out, walking along, or floating, as the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Sin just sort of smiles and is just like, alright. And if you ever want to talk about Meilin or anything, you know, I can tell you my dumb Okurai stories from stuff that you definitely wouldn't have heard about.
Oh, yes. I would like to hear your journeys as basically Puss in Boots.
This makes Mirthal kitty soft paws.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Technically, this makes Dayu deaf. So, I mean, you know.
How about it? Honestly.
Corle, Gagito, like, let's go. Am I learning the script for that movie? Yes, I am. Is it because I'm reading it? No, it's purely because I keep watching this fucking movie.
I'm so fucking proud of you.
I'm gonna have it on my roster with Shrek 1 and 2, and technically 3.
I love it. But yeah, I think Sin like actively starts telling you a very silly story of him as a child, specifically you and Meilin, and it's just like, all right, Meilin, you'll remember that I talked to you about me stealing all the milk to give it to the cows because I thought it was stolen unfairly from the cows. So, and then he just goes into this ramble of ridiculous, dumb silliness. I think he's gonna say that, like, you know, once he realized that the cows didn't actually want the milk that was being produced, I think he tried to freeze it to try and make his own ice cream by stealing, like, Druid's, like, little magical tool that he saw them use, like, an ice magic with. He couldn't get it to work. So instead he just had a stolen thing that he pawned off for use of a refrigerator. Not a refrigerator, but like an ice box. And he just keeps doing this long list of like things that he traded for to try and make ice cream, and in the end the milk spoiled. And he felt very bad about it. You're welcome, guys. There's a Sin childhood rant that I just made up.
It's so cute and I love it. I'm just sitting here eating goldfish, just enjoying.
Yeah, please enjoy. I don't think he's quiet about talking to Meilin either. I don't think he's like shy about it or talking to Dayu. So I think he starts getting like excited and when he starts getting excited, like he starts getting louder. So like people can hear like his like the whole crew can start hearing his like shenanigans as they go on.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone reacts to Sin's dumb childish shit, but he is unstoppable. He will keep rambling as they walk.
Mandy
if
wants to
no one
react, but
stops.
Mandy is not there.
Jennifer.
You just hear Jennifer in
Yeah,
the background,
Jennifer,
like Jennifer in the background is just like, "Oh, that's so cute." I'm Jennifer. Jennifer is me.
Aurora is distracted.
I love it.
I feel like Nikita's also just keeping an eye on the dragon because I think after seeing how her understanding, even though it might be completely different, she saw Sharmy. Wow, sorry. She saw Aurora give jerky in exchange for things. And Nikita's like, I don't have enough food for that. To be like, don't eat this if I give you this kind of thing. So she's just staying quiet and just like hoping to God it doesn't try to get near her.
This creature has shown absolutely zero interest in you, has not even looked your way.
Good.
It is focused purely on Aurora.
Okay. Cute. Very cute.
I love this. So you guys walk along for the rest of the day. The weather is... What is the weather today? I forget if I even said. Let's see. Let's see what the weather is like today. Let me roll a d20.
Better than 32 degrees centigrade in Toronto.
It is... There's still definitely like some of the clouds from that seem to have rolled in during the attack last night have seemed to have dispersed. So there's definitely like bits of sun. There's a bit of a breeze, but it's still kind of uncomfortably humid here. But it seems to be getting less so the further west you go. So you have that going for you. So you travel for a few more hours because you started in the middle of the day until it starts getting dark. And the thing that you are realizing about your time on this trek across the plains is that there's nowhere to hide your camp. You're just kind of out in the open. But night is beginning to fall. And Kazuhiko will turn to the rest of you as the sun begins to set and says, well, it's not ideal to camp out here and not up against some hills, but there aren't hills for quite a ways out in this direction, so we will most definitely need to take watches collectively as a group. And do what we can to hide our fire from being too obvious, otherwise it's visible from far away.
That I'm good at.
Excellent. Then you
Especially
can
because
help me
Veil
set
of
that
Night. Perfect. You, however, should not take first watch.
up. No, I was not planning to.
Fantastic. Good, because I would have wrestled you.
I'm fully aware of how you feel about me taking an extra watch, and I could use the rest, so...
Fantastic.
If we are all to recover from the events of yesterday, I agree.
Alright.
I can take first watch because I'm pretty sure once I go to bed, I'll be out cold.
I should probably, if I'm gonna do a watch, maybe I should, like, have somebody do it with me. I haven't really done a lot of, like, watches before.
No, I think, oh wait, I shouldn't say no. Yes. Out of character, I'm done fucking using Canadian lingo, my bad. It's incredibly confusing for some people.
And I
is what I
understand.
realized. Yeah, you understand? Yeah, I was going, no, yeah, like I was gonna.
No.
Okay,
Yeah, don't do-
exactly.
I say
Americans
that too,
also
and
do
I'm
no, yeah, no.
yeah,
You do.
true.
Yeah, no,
I
yeah.
wasn't. There are so many. Fuck it, but to be fair, they all come from like places like Kentucky and shit. But like they don't understand it when I was saying it to them. They're like, you know,
Maybe
like
it's a
I need to
Northerners
explain it.
thing.
Yeah,
You're
maybe. Anyways,
good.
sorry. Yeah. I think doing watches in pairs will be better this time around. Kind of have to, just in case. I don't know. Something
Yes.
grabs one.
Are the watches more for creatures then, or for bandits?
Both.
Creatures, bandits. We fought those shadow undead. You don't think they're like, yeah, of course they'll come up and like grab again. There's big bitches in the sky. There's small bitches in the sky. Tons of stuff can happen.
Yep. Big bitches, small bitches, all kinds of bitches.
Bitches in the sky. Okay.
Bitches in the sky. I love this so much.
People.
New Miyazaki movie.
Bitches in the sky is. Oh my god. Smoke on
But
the
I
water.
want to do a watch with Nikita.
Wow. Fine. I'll do Sin's watch.
Does that
Little
put
bitch in
you
the sky.
costume?
I can
Yeah,
fly
Aurora had to
high.
not pick Kazu.
No, are Aurora and Dayu going to take the first watch together then?
No, I picked Nikita.
Oh, you picked Nikita?
Yeah.
I'm
She
sorry.
said no, Aurora.
I'm trying to find potential monsters to see if anything pops
no.
up overnight.
But you can't find any, so nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing happens. It's completely uneventful.
Oh no, internet went out. Oops.
Oops.
No, that is a curse. Do not speak that into existence.
Sorry. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Oh, see now I want okay. Anyway, all right. First watch is Nikita and Dayu. Let's change the music to some kind of nighttime. What do I have?
Perception, right?
Mhm.
Or
Yes, it is perception.
Add disadvantage, right?
Yep.
Yes, disadvantage.
yeah, I was about to. I was blanking for a hot second. I was like, we have disadvantage on this, but
Correct.
11 and a 12, so I got
I don't
That's
know if you're
14.
gonna believe
No.
me.
this. Huh?
I rolled
You
two
rolled
nat
nat
20s. Yeah,
Damn. Okay.
I can roll again for a third time if you
Nope.
like.
Nope, you got what you got.
Yeah, 27 then. That would be lit.
27. Holy
Yeah.
Jesus.
I rolled it and it bumped and then I rolled it.
What did-
Now that I'm rolling and I'm getting lower, but like I just wanted you to know it was a bump.
Guys,
Wow.
can we get some 20s in chat for Dayu? And Nikita, what did you get?
I got like a 14. It was, yeah, plus 3.
Yeah. How do you? Are you guys having a chat during your watch?
Yeah, I want to say some stuff.
Yeah, feel free.
Okay, so it's after everybody's gone to like sleep, and with my nat 20, I make sure that they're asleep. Maybe I even kick one of them to just double check and you know be like, yeah, exhaustion came in, you know, like something like that. And then I will look over at Nikita and be like, oh, thank you for last night.
Thank you. I almost knocked out. It would have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
You were cold. What was that?
So remember when we like first met and I was like, haha, I can talk to the dead.
Yes.
I can manifest them too sometimes. Make them easier to see. And depending on like magic wise, I can make them physical too. But yesterday was just, I really, really needed to see something.
Did you see it?
No.
Was it because I broke your concentration?
No.
Okay.
There was just nothing there to see. Which is disturbing.
What does it mean if you can't see something or what you're looking for?
I was looking to the creatures that attacked us. I was looking to see if there was a soul. Because that means they're creatures.
So if they have no soul, what would that mean?
Sometimes that means they're undead, but undead have bodies. So undead can leave things behind. These things don't leave things behind. So it could mean there are a number of things, like, I don't know, maybe magic or something, or something worse or grosser. But yeah, I just wanted to see if it had a soul.
Sorry if this is maybe threading on something that you might not want to talk about. You don't have to answer it. Is this what you encountered before you ran?
Yes.
The exact thing or something like it?
The one, well, it looked very similar to the one that fought us in my room. The one that you fought.
And I guess I'm also sorry if I happen to have I never meant to make you feel like I was downplaying your fears of your home.
No. I knew sooner or later you would all have a reality check. And you did.
It's a hell of a reality check.
That's why I wanted to see if we could, be more prepared. But, well, there's no better preparation than actually going after it, right?
I mean, did you expect to see it again? Like that?
I mean, I always see it, so it's not like I didn't expect it. I was just really hoping that, when Kazu said that he killed it, that was just it. But I knew. Somewhere, I knew. It can't be dead. There has to be more.
And also, I add a character, but I want to make sure that I'm also not metagaming this part, and I want to make sure that this was said out loud to everybody. That this is like the first time these guys have come out again since you came back. Basically, the implication was that said out loud to the entire party. I want to make sure because my memory's a little shaky with it.
What specifically was said to the entire party?
That these creatures specifically like have been kind of like gone, and then Dayu showed up, and they showed up again.
Was it Kazuhiko who had said
Kazuhiko...
that he hadn't seen them since?
Yes. I believe that was said in front of the entire party, yes.
Okay.
Is that what your perception of it is as well, Aki?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
I guess alluding to that also, because I wanted to make sure. What do you think Kazuhiko meant by that whole thing of them not really, or them showing up again when you came back, or he hasn't seen them since.
I think he meant it quite literally.
Like, you're the target?
I mean, I could be, but it's not like I know what its motives are besides, burning and killing and being very angry. But when they first showed up, it was very sudden. And if he says they haven't come back in 2 years, that means they haven't come back in 2 years.
Well, although it was horrifying to go against them, and I will concede that, I will do everything I can to make sure our group is okay. So if I am the last one to leave a building like that again, that's my preference.
You shouldn't though, because you're really big and that would be really hard to drag out.
Do not, then.
The last time I left someone, Kazu said there wasn't much left to bury. So.
Better
Don't
than
think
having
I'll-
the entire party charred?
I hope after that encounter, everyone has learned that they should know when to run. But I wasn't gonna leave you inside. I'm faster than you, and I can turn into something a little bit bigger than you. So, like, in theory, I was just gonna pick you up and go.
She laughs at the idea of something bigger than her in that regard.
Look at everybody
from
who's
you.
asleep. Look at everybody who's asleep, and I'm like, you wanna see?
Would it exhaust you more?
Not really. After I sleep, it'll be fine.
Sure.
And I'm gonna get up, move a little bit to the side, literally lower my body like I'm falling, so that way I can get on all fours. But as that happens, I just turn into a giant fucking bunny. The only visual reference I can really give you is Pan from Fire Emblem Awakening, including being that size, because Pan was a big ass rabbit. That was big. That was
Like
long.
horse size or like beer?
She was pretty big. I feel like I'd be pretty big. I don't know. Maybe horse size is a good visual ref. I don't know.
Is it? Oh, not Pan. It's Pam, right?
Mm.
P-A-M, Pamela.
There's a P-A-N-N-E.
Oh God, there's so many people with like
Oh,
the same
yeah,
fucking
I thought it was
name. Okay.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
She turns into a big bunny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say probably about that size.
It's more like I'm big, but I'm long. And like the fur pattern matches Dai's hair, being mostly black with like white stripes and patches.
Yes.
Yeah. I got big old pink eyes though.
For the folks at home, I will share a picture. I don't know if this will work or not because it's a weird thing, but let me see.
One day I'll make a reference of it.
Oh God, it's so tiny. All right, I'll just.
Yeah.
So tiny. Anyway, I'm just
So
gonna
small.
very sloppily show you this very pixelated image of a large bunny. This is very similar to what Dayu turns into.
Sick. That's really sick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can still talk, by the way. I looked
Oh.
up a lot of stuff about shifters in this form.
Yes.
I can still cast magic, too. That's the best part. Can you imagine? I just look like fucking Cubimon from
Pretty much.
Digimon. That would be great.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but, yeah. And I'll just be like, yeah. In theory, I can just grab you and go.
That
Sure.
is good to know.
You're basically a mount at that point, which is hilarious to me.
I'm also a lot faster in this form. Can take a lot more hits in this form. I'm also very cuddly. Yeah. And I am a really big blocky target though in the morning because of my fur.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just stay like this for how long?
Dai says for a while, but I believe mechanically it's like not so long.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mechanically it's a minute.
Oh yeah, I guess it is like a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Winter
Okay.
Snuggle Bunny, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say actually that's actually pretty great for when we go north, but never mind.
No, I would
A minute
force
warm.
it. I would force it. I would force it when we go north. Man, that's so unfair. Let me at least feel like a walking ball of fur,
Well,
man.
maybe when you level up, you'll get more abilities in that form.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be useful in Alicia.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know.
I've never been. I know what snow is in theory.
I think we talked about this. It's crunchy.
You've definitely seen snow before, but not like
No,
in
I was
Elysia.
downstairs. No, I remember I canonically said I was always downstairs, and I just didn't look out the tiny ass window.
Okay. I'm okay with this. This is fine.
But yeah,
Crunchy water.
crunchy water
Crunchy water. That's one way to put it.
would be the Rita tea. But yeah, I'm just all the guess. Minute runs up. Turn back. And just go. Yeah, stuff happens. Mhm.
I do want to emphasize though, I mean it. If it is unsafe for you, even in this form, just leave me.
Okay.
Good.
I'm lying.
Oh.
I realize you don't understand sarcasm, and I can't. My voice refuses to be sarcasm.
So, I'm confused a little bit now. I'm not going to lie. Just, I guess do whatever you would do, I guess, but try not to.
Now I'm confused.
I don't know. Just don't die here.
Oh, that is the plan.
Okay.
Mm.
That's my message. Don't die here. Or ever. I mean, it's going to happen at some point. But just, ugh.
I understand. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
You're doing great. And I pat you on the arm.
Just pats back.
I think that's a good place to take our break because it is at the top of the hour here. And so we are going to take a quick 10-ish minute break. So everybody get up and stretch, make sure you hydrate, get a little snack, and we'll see you in 10. Bye. everyone. Hello, we're back. We've all had snacks and things and stuff. It's time for the second watch. Who is going second? Who do you all wake up?
Sin would like specifically have bribed Nikita somehow, potentially with like him promising not to make silly comments for like a day, to make sure that Kazuhiko does not get second watch.
Okay.
You still owe me.
Oh
But
yeah,
yes.
yeah. But Sin wakes up, and I don't think he's been like I think his sleep was a little bit not as deep as he'd like it to be, but he's definitely like happy to sort of swap out and help get Aurora up too.
Excellent. Watch number 2.
Yeah. I think Sin definitely is just like, do you have any questions about how this goes? It's very simple. We make sure we take a side, since there's like nothing out here, and we make sure that we be careful.
What do I do if I see something?
Well, you tell me. Then we try to figure out if it's dangerous. And if it is, we have to wake everyone else up. If it's not, we let it move on.
How do we know if it's dangerous?
I mean, for this sort of things, like if you're hunting in the Vale, right? If it's dangerous, you have, boars who are sniffing out food who might get a little bit aggressive on you. You're just sort of instinct. It's not the best answer. I'm very sorry.
I'll let you handle that part. I am watching. But I do have a question, which is, did my, not for Sin, for Daddy Madam,
Yes.
did my new buddy wake up or continue sleeping?
Let me roll. He was definitely curled up like on your chest while you were sleeping. And when you got up, he definitely like cracked an eye open. And when you got up, would also like climb up your arm onto your shoulder. So he is also awake with you.
Okay, great. I'm gonna ask him to tell me if he sees anything.
We're gonna roll perception check for the pseudo dragon. Okay. All right. So I would
At
like.
least it's not exhausted.
He is not exhausted. I would like perception checks from the 3 of you. I will roll for.
Goodbye,
I will roll
19.
for your little boy.
Oh, that's a 5.
No.
Plus my 4, 9. First one was a 19.
Goodbye, natural 20. Hello, total of 8.
Sin, what was your total?
9.
Oh boy. I'm not gonna tell you what Big Boy got.
Big boy.
That's what I'm calling him until you give him a name.
Okay.
Or we could just call him Bougie. We'll just call him Bougie until you give him a name.
Bougie boy.
Honestly, Bougie
it's-
might be his name.
It's my vote for his name. I like Bougie because it matches Aurora's personality perfectly. So you have a watch.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any conversations during this time?
I will say that Aurora will, for the first, hour or so, really try hard to concentrate. And then when she gets bored, will ask Sin, are you doing okay? You ran out of there without any of your clothes, and then you didn't have clothes for, so long. But, now you have clothes.
Yeah, no, Yeah, I truly didn't expect Rev to have like gathered my things because it was so chaotic in there, you know. So I was just ready, honestly, to barefoot it for a bit. Maybe ask Kazuhiko if he had like an extra change of clothing. But I don't know. Like he didn't offer it like when I was walking around already. So either he doesn't have a second change of clothing, or like he's just still kind of like mad at the rest of us as a unit.
Or just like wants to see you out here with no shirt on. Okay, just kidding. That's just maybe me.
Uh, and I think Sin sort of like chuckles and he's just like, it is very nice that you were very straightforward.
I try to be. I mean, you know what I'm about. But also, I appreciate the help you've given me because like in there, I don't know if I really would have understood what to do if you didn't give me like clear, direct instructions. So, yeah, thank you.
You are a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for.
I'm not the strong one.
You might not be the strongest person here. That has been proven to be me in arm wrestling contests and Nikita in just bare-faced brawling. And I guess Kazuhiko in whatever happened in that second fight.
So see, I'm right.
I don't. But how does that make you not strong at all?
Well, maybe it's something to work on. I don't really think I'm really strong at anything. I mean, I'm cute. I mean, I'm interesting. I'm super fun. Strong?
You held your own in 2 fights that we were not expecting. 3!
Yeah, because you guys were there.
Who said you had to be strong by yourself?
Other people have maybe mentioned that before.
Alright, well, let me tell you. The big secret. No one is ever really by themselves. And that, when they are, is the weakest a person can be. Lean on people. Why not? They're there.
Yeah, until they're not there. But, you guys are here, and I appreciate you.
Yeah. Did someone let you down by not being there?
No. Definitely not. I just, I don't know who I usually should rely on. And so I think that right now my only choice is to rely on you guys, but so far it's been a good choice.
Okay. Well, when this turbulent year's over, we go back home, you can keep relying on me if you like. And I will keep relying on you to be fun and kind and powerful in your own right.
Hopefully I'll get there.
You can summon lightning!
Yes, most of the time.
Enough of the time that it is impressive and amazing. And I think like he moves to like sit at like Aurora's back so they're still like looking like on opposite sides. But again, this is probably why they rolled so low, because they're too interested in the conversation. But I think he, like you feel like his back, like sort of like moving as he laughs, and pressed against yours, if that's okay. Perfect. And he just sort of like looks ahead, and he's just like, it's almost fun to think about where you think you're at right now, because I'm gonna get to see exactly how grand of a platform you're gonna make. Because, all right, you don't think you're strong right now, right? That means that this is your base, and I already think you're fucking great. So that means you're only gonna get better, and like you can like feel him like raising his arm behind you, even if you're not looking, and he's just like, and that, well, damn, your lightning's gonna streak across the sky, isn't it?
And Aurora like kind of like laughs in return, but like you're not 100% sure if it is laughter from her. And then she just says, if you believe in me, I'll get there.
Damn. So now with everyone else believing in you, you're gonna get even fucking farther. And he like sort of he puts his elbow back and sort of like nudges you in the back, and is like, all right, focus forward.
Yes, sir. She like returns the nudge. And that's why I got an 8.
Yeah, that's why I got a 9.
Somewhere in the midst, towards the end of this conversation, you hear the flapping of leathery sounding wings. You have approximately 10 seconds to react to this sound. There is something above you flying. It is almost right over the camp. You have precise, like, I'm going to start counting. 10.
Aurora will scream.
8.
Out of surprise.
Sin puts out the fire.
6. Perfect. You put out the fire, and you wait.
Yeah, I think Sin puts out the fire, and like if Aurora screams, Sin tries to like have Aurora like come down with him. Like
it's like a
roll me a dex save, and it will be contested dex saves if Aurora fights it.
No,
okay.
I won't fight it. I will.
Okay.
Since this isn't an ability check, it's not disadvantaged.
Double checking. Level 1. Disadvantage on ability checks. Yes. So you're fine on saving throw.
All right, that's 16 plus 5 plus I think I'm proficient.
Yeah, you more than surpass Aurora's base dexterity. And Aurora's also not going to resist you tackling her to the ground. Okay. So you wait, and you hear the leathery wings continue on past, and I'm going to assume one of you get to choose who, one of you is looking up. Because you have just tackled someone to the ground. So one of you...
Yeah, I think it's probably Aurora who's looking up.
Aurora,
sure.
I will take a perception check. And
okay.
You do have dark vision, I believe.
I do. Sorry.
So you should be able to. Yeah, you do have dark.
Okay, I got a 15, which isn't the natural 20 I just rolled again, but It is better than expected.
Flying overhead through the sky, a rather large, monstrous-looking creature. It's a little difficult to see because it's dark out, but it looks like it has 3 heads, and it is flying over the camp. But it does not appear to have seen the camp.
Then Aurora will consent to stay quiet and still where Sin has put her, and like watch this creature fly by.
It's big. It has large, leathery-looking wings that look not unlike those of your new friend here. It has a long tail. It has 4 legs. Oh, Prometheus! Thank you so much for raiding with a party of 5 sweet beans. Welcome in, everybody. Get comfy. We are in the middle of a sighting of a monstrous creature. Welcome on in. Make yourselves cozy. I hope you had a good stream. So you see this creature. It clearly has like 3 different heads. It's got 4 legs, long tail, large leathery wings. One of the heads has glowing eyes. It's a little difficult to tell what each head is or represents or what they look like, but it is a monstrosity, absolutely. But it appears to soar overhead, none the wiser of the presence of the party.
Just like after a few moments of silence, Aurora is just whispering, "Thanks, Sin. That was really scary."
And I think Sin sort of like whispers back, like, "Is it safe to move?"
I don't know. We should probably lay here for a little bit longer and then move later.
Okay, what was it?
Okay, it had like wings, and then it had heads, but like too many heads. And she describes for Sin what she saw.
Can I try based off Aurora's description, which I think definitely merits what the disadvantage is gonna be, to see what the hell might have flown overhead?
You can choose History or Arcana. I know they are the same for you, so whatever makes you happy.
Okay. No, that was a 7. It was a 7 and a 19, so it's a 7.
Yeah, you have no fucking clue what that. You're like multi-headed creature. What the fuck is that? I have no idea.
Flying creature sounds like a bat. I don't. Yeah, he's just like okay, well, we're gonna like he is on high alert. He is trying, like, ears twitching all around to try and make sure that this thing doesn't come back. But just quietly just staying on the ground with Aurora.
Yep. Yeah, you don't hear the flapping of leathery wings anymore. Yeah. After a few minutes, like you don't even faintly hear it anymore. It's gone. It went on its way. It was making its way across the sky.
Thank you.
Downtown.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's going downtown. It's flying fast. And it's homebound.
Okay.
Alyssa's like, please stop it.
Fucking. One of my favorite things is messing with Alyssa.
Yes.
I think sort of Sin. Again, once you can't hear it, he carefully starts to like get up. Move about quietly in the dark to try and like restart the fire.
Okay.
Because it's fucking, I don't know, he's probably cold.
Aurora watches you try to start it and just like puts her hand into her hair and then brings her hand out, and as she brings it out, there's like a flame in her hand and she just puts it in the fire pit.
You feel a sense of approval coming from Bougie.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's blue at first and then it fades to normal fire after a little bit.
Loses its high temperature. Yeah. Wow, that was not what I expected. My heart's going. Let's just nothing more until next watch.
Yes. And she's like cuddling her new buddy as this is ending out the watch.
It is painful, Victor, knowing that's a chimera. Thinking, like, what the fuck did you see?
We love a chimera
Don't-
sighting.
Don't you love a great description from somebody who doesn't know how to describe anything?
I do love it. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's gonna round out our watch, unless you have any other wonderful scares for us, Mandy.
I mean, your rolls were just so bad. I had to give you
Yeah.
something
Oh.
interesting.
I
So your watch, aside from that terrifying moment, passes by relatively uneventfully. And now we are moving into what I would consider to be the final watch of the night. So I assume, based on who's left, that would be Kazuhiko and Rev.
Yeah.
You get that info.
Yep. That's what I'm hoping.
Oh, shit.
normally, Sin would be like, "Oh man, I could wake up Rev. Maybe I could like sneak a smooch." And then he realizes that means Charmy would have that means Aurora would have to wake up Kazuhiko, and he's not. He's not gonna let that happen.
Very kind of you.
Alrighty.
Aurora wakes Rev up with a message and says, "It's time for a watch if you can rise for it."
I think that is extremely startling to Rev, just like a random voice in your head. So she sort of very inelegantly like just wakes and
Wake
looks
up.
around.
I'll say, from your shoulder, Aurora, you see Bougie kind of looking over at Rev, and Rev, you get an image in your head of eggs and bacon. Like, wakey, wakey, eggs and bacon.
Rev then looks toward where the fire has now been put out, hoping to see food, and doesn't.
It's back.
It's
There's just no food.
bad.
That's right. Aurora put it back, yeah.
It's back. Yep. So, both you
I
and
didn't mean to scare you.
you hear like a
Like-
little snort from your shoulder, like a little amused chuckle.
You can just touch me next time. It's easier to wake up with just like a poke than a voice in your head.
Oh, okay. I somehow thought it would be less invasive, but I will do that next time.
Sin does warn Kazuhiko that there was a creature that flew over the camp. He no longer hears it. He put out the fire in time, but just to be on alert.
And do you describe what Aurora described to you?
Yeah.
He nods and he says, well, you definitely did the right thing. That was a chimera.
See, now that you say that, definitely makes sense. Hearing it from Panic when you're not looking. Yeah, all right.
I don't imagine they have chimera in the Vale, so it makes sense that you weren't familiar. But yeah, and he'll describe in a little bit more detail what it actually looks like. So head of a dragon, head of a goat, head of a lion. Front half of the bottom part of the body is a lion, back half is goat. Long dragon tail, dragon wings, and is a very fearsome monstrosity.
I'm glad that we didn't have to deal with it. But yeah, the fire's a little bit weaker, but it's still in the pit. Should be easy to cover if you need to.
Understood. Thank you for letting me know, and good call on taking action there. rule of thumb, if you see something flying above, always good to just distinguish the fire. So, I mean, you obviously get that, so thank you for acting, because he kind of looks over towards Aurora, who's probably interacting with Rev right now. I don't imagine she would have known to do that, right?
She's learning.
I'm assuming a little bit, but yeah, we can teach her as long as she's willing to learn, of course. More than happy.
She is.
He nods. Yeah, good.
All right. Don't work too hard, and I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Good night. He'll
Night.
go find a seat by the fire, and he'll poke at it to kind of stoke it a little bit so that it's not dying out by the end of the watch.
Yeah, I think that Rev will join sort of on the opposite side of the fire. And, watch in silence for like a minute and then start asking questions.
Oh, okay. He will stay in place. What is the first question that Rev decides to ask Kazu?
So, how far are we from Foxden now?
Oh, it'll probably take a couple days at the pace that we're moving.
And what do you think we should expect there? Dayu seems nervous. Should we be concerned about her reception?
I would say no. We shouldn't be concerned. But if you want to know Dai's feelings on the matter, I would speak to her. I don't want to speak for her. But in terms of what I know to be true, that I can speak to. My family is not going to prove a problem. It will be awkward because everyone thought that she was dead for 2 years, but I imagine they will come to understand because I said so.
And now that she's back, is your marriage also back on?
That is it's a good question. I will leave that up to discussion. It's been quite some time, and if it is between you and I mean, you're friends. If it's something she wants, I am very open to it, but if it is not, I respect it.
So it is something that you want.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that obvious?
She seemed very concerned about telling you something, whatever it is that she wrote to you. So, I don't know. I didn't know if you were having a different set of feelings about it.
I remain as committed to Dayu now as I was then.
Rev sort of nods at that. I mean, she can't stay though, right? At least until we finish our mission.
I understand. It's her decision, and I will not stand in the way of her duty, whatever that ends up being.
And would you consider coming with her, or do you have too much here?
That would depend on some things. I will definitely take you all to the necropolis, but beyond that, I suppose that will depend on what news I come home to when we get to the Fox Den. It depends. I don't have a definitive answer right now. I don't know that she would want me to stick around for the entire journey. This is for her. I don't want to overstep. And I also have duties to attend to here. So I don't know.
This. Tell me if this is prying too much. Your original union, or your union with her sister, that was arranged, right? What was the benefit of that?
It would have been to, without delving too far into detail, I hope you understand, it would have been to unite our clans. I come from a clan of hunters. Dayu comes from a clan of gatherers, and it would have allowed our families to essentially join forces in aiding one another. And that was determined when we were quite young.
My understanding was that your home and hers are quite far apart, though, no?
That is true, yes.
Oh, is it just longer distance trade, or? I'm sorry, I'm not very familiar with shifter communities.
It would be something like that. It would essentially have guaranteed a retinue of fox shifters to live amongst the burrow, and for a retinue of shifters from the burrow to live amongst the fox den. And then to have waypoints in between to make it safer to travel across Southmore.
Well, that part certainly sounds beneficial.
Absolutely.
And I think Rev will not press any further because I saw how he got snippy with Aurora, and I want to keep at least one of the gossips on good terms. But yes, should I be rolling my perception?
Yes. Ooh, that was almost very good. It's still good. Hello! 20 sides to every story! Thank you for the raid with a party of 13. Sweet beans! Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for trusting us with your community. Welcome in. We are in the middle of some fireside gossip. Or really, it's more of like questions versus answer. A very one-sided Q&A session.
Fireside grill your friends, potential boyfriend.
Yes. So let me see what his perception check was. He got a 17.
Ha! I got a 23.
Oh, look at you.
The wildest perceptions.
Yeah.
What do you
I'm
have?
really
A plus
glad.
9?
It's a plus. It's just a +7 for non-passive, but I've been rolling really well on them, even with disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm just like bad at math apparently today. But like I was just like, damn.
Okay, yeah, my roll stood. I forgot to roll disadvantage, but it's still the same roll. Okay. Yeah, so your watch passes by uneventfully. So unless there's any last things you want to say to Kazuhiko before the morning. That's up to you. Actually, you know
I
what?
think.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I had something to ask, but if he has something to ask, then that's also fine.
Yeah, he'll kind of pipe up after a while and say, so you're one of the Druidic Order in the Vale, correct?
Rev nods and sort of plays with the crystal that hangs around her neck and says, Circle of Stars.
Forgive me if this sounds rude. I don't mean to be. Is this it doesn't seem like you, if that makes sense. Just from what I've observed of how you work and how you act, and far be it for me to judge a book by its cover, so to speak, but something doesn't seem to match. Is this something you wanted, or?
Rev sort of runs her fingers along the like embroidery of her floor-length white dress that she's wearing out adventuring, and says, "That's an understandable question. I think that I was drawn less to the sort of nature of being part of a druidic order and more just, I've always been so compelled by the stars and I wanted to learn more, and this seems like the best way to do it."
He nods and says, "That makes sense. I mean, not all druids are feet in the dirt, speak to animals, turn into animals, tree-hugging individuals, so to speak. So I apologize if that was too presumptuous of me. But
Not at all.
I just wanted to say I know what it's like to be thrust into a given line of work, even if it's not necessarily something you envisioned for yourself.
What is it that you would have wanted to do?
Hey, thanks. Probably. I'm very good at what I do. I've been a ranger for much of my life. But I think I would have preferred more hand-to-hand combat, as opposed to distance. I mean, I'm proficient in both, but I think I would have been more suited to being a swordsman.
And being a ranger is necessary for your position in the clan, is that?
It is the standard role for my family, for the most part. Obviously, it depends on the source of proficiencies you show when you are young, but as the future leader of the clan, being a ranger is not a requirement, but it is expected. It's what we do. We patrol Southmore for our areas of domain.
Rev sort of nods, just says, "Well, I'm grateful, at least, for your ranging experience here with us, and appreciate you leading us down to the necropolis."
Of course. I mean, it's not that I dislike being a ranger. I just think I might have enjoyed being a swordsman better. But I'm not unhappy with it.
I mean, you seemed quite pleased in that fighting pit.
Yes, I would do things like that a lot more often if I had the time to do so.
Well, maybe if Dayu comes back, you'll have more time.
He will nod. Yes. Maybe so.
Or less. I can also see how you would easily get preoccupied with her.
Yes, indeed. I'm not going to elaborate further on that.
I mean, we we know that you haven't kissed before. But Rev sort of cuts herself off.
I see. She talked about it, did she? That's funny.
It wasn't about you specifically, just kissing in
No.
general.
Yes, I'm aware. I'm sure you've noticed this about Dayu. She tends to be on the quieter side, and I, for the longest time, misinterpreted that as reluctance. And so I gave her space as much as possible. I did not try to push for more. And eventually it just kind of became the norm. He shrugs. It's not that I didn't want to, but I also never want to be the kind of man who only takes. That's not fair. It's not right to be that way. There are plenty of men in the world who just do whatever they want, and that's not me. Not like that, anyway.
Yeah, Rev just sort of nods and looks a little more respectful, maybe, of Kazuhiko than they have in the past.
He's a respectful lad, yes. Anyway, now you have all the gossip you could ever possibly want on me.
Oh, I'm sure we'll think of something else.
Oh, I'm sure you will. At least you were not as pushy as your friend, but I understand the curiosity. But sometimes there is a time and a place for everything.
Of course.
I'm glad that she has companions like you. Even if I don't join you for your journey beyond Southmore, I think I can rest easy knowing that she has all of you by her side.
I hadn't seen her or met her very often in the Vale before we left, but I'm glad she's along with us.
He'll nod. Well, he kind of looks out into the night. Doesn't look like much is going on now that chimera has passed, which is interesting. Not sure if Aurora let you know about that, and he'll explain if you say no. Say, those sorts of things are relatively common. Usually they just fly by or stay in their dens and you don't see them, usually. Usually they tend to attack caravans because, horses and mules and such are easy prey. So generally we probably won't have to worry about such things unless we make a lot of noise.
Well, I guess that's a good reminder to keep looking up, although I suppose that with whoever that swordsman was with the winged horse, might want to be looking up anyway.
Yes, that was quite a sight. I want to understand who that was.
You might be more familiar with Blackcade than I was. I saw him coming out of the general store.
General store? He kind of sits back. That's strange. Did any of you go into that store while you were in the city?
Above table, I feel like we did, but we didn't play it out. Is that accurate? Because
above table, I don't believe you did.
Oh, I thought that was where Dayu got the paints. Okay. No, we didn't stop by, actually. Had you?
Shook his head. I didn't need supplies, so no, I didn't stop in. I wonder if something was there.
I mean, it could have been just a big storefront, so he personally went to set fire to it, but I don't know, maybe is that something you could ask your men once they're back at your home if they had noticed anything or saw anyone new?
They will likely still be in Blackcade by the time we get to the Fox Den. I instructed them to aid the survivors and do what they can in the town. My family does have a bit of a foothold in the town, so I had to have somebody stay behind and assist. But
of course.
I can have somebody send word. It just doesn't make sense to me that it looked like an armored individual. Why would a humanoid be in league with creatures like that?
I mean, it looks to me more like they had power over creatures like that. And Rev sort of shrugs.
Maybe so.
I think that some people will take the power they can get, whatever form it comes in.
Is that how you view power?
I said some people.
Fair enough. That sword that it had, that person, that thing, whatever it was, humanoid though it may have been, that doesn't mean that it was a person. That seemed to be what was controlling it. But I didn't see a rider like that at the last attack.
The last attack, was it just one creature or was it a horde like this?
I only ever saw one. That was alive, anyway. I saw maybe a couple of others get cut down, or they moved so fast. It was different this time. They didn't all move that quickly. But at the burrow, the one that killed Dayu's sister, I cut that one down. But then you were telling me, or one of you had mentioned, that the same creature was here again. So that means it didn't die. It only went somewhere else. If it is the same thing. I didn't get a chance to talk to Dayu about what happened, really, when... above table, I don't think Dayu told Kazuhiko that these monsters didn't have souls.
No, I said there's nothing there. Yeah, I said it to the party when I was in that really super fun, fantastic, desperate state.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
He kind of looks at you and he says, Dayu had said that there was nothing there, so that means these things don't have souls. What that means, I have no fucking idea. How can a thing not have a soul? I mean, even trees have souls.
Construct of some kind?
What kind of construct is built from ash and fire? I don't know. I wish I had the answers. If I had them, I would tell you all. We would get to the root of this today and end it. We need more information.
Whatever they are, I don't feel great about the fact that they're apparently faster and more plentiful than they were the last time they attacked.
I'm wondering if something we treated as an isolated incident should have been something we spread the word about. Maybe somebody else, somewhere else, would have known about what this was.
And we never heard about anything like this in the Vale, right?
Nope. Not a one. It sounds like what you're gathering from this conversation is the last time this happened, it was only in the Burrow, and the Burrow is not close to civilization, so it wasn't something that people spread the word about because they treated it like an isolated incident. They didn't hear about it anywhere else in Southmore, so they just tried to move on and rebuild.
And certainly spreading the word about it now seems prudent.
I will have to. I will definitely be addressing that with the elders when we get back to the Fox Den. I was going to simply send word, but since we're going there ourselves, I will have to address the assembly. And I'm not looking forward to that. It means I will have to get up in front of a bunch of people and give a fucking speech, and it's not my favorite.
Well, you'll have some friendly eyes in the crowd at least. I mean, I'm sure you'd have friendly eyes in the crowd regardless, but...
Yes, I have many allies. In fact, I have almost no opposition to my rule, which is nice, but still doesn't make it any more fun. Public speaking is not my forte.
Rev just sort of like laughs and nods. Does not dispute it.
Well, the sun's starting to come up at this point. You should get some rest if you want to. I don't think anything's gonna happen by the time it's time for everybody to get up. If you want. I'll keep watch for the rest of the morning.
I might stay out, maybe start cooking something. That creature sent a picture of eggs and bacon to my head, and now I have a craving.
The dragon did? The little guy? He points to the pseudo dragon who is sleeping curled like a little snake on top of Aurora's chest, just kind of snoozing away.
I think so. I mean, Aurora messaged me as well, but I don't think that she can transmit images.
Interesting. Well, I suppose if it can't talk, maybe it can send you pictures. Bad House RPG, thank you so much for the raid with a party of 8 sweet beans. Welcome in, everybody. And if you are in chat and you don't already follow Bad House RPG, please, what are you doing? Go check them out.
Congratulations on the Cyberpunk finale, y'all!
Congratulations! Yay!
Oh, that does remind me, actually, though. The rift, the planar, what I'm assuming was a planar rift, is that frequent out here?
No. I mean, things like that happen in heavily wooded areas, certainly where the Vale is thin between here and the plane of the Fae, but I'm also not very magically inclined. My magical ability is quite limited, but I've not heard of such things. It seems a little odd. And you said it was a small rift, right?
Small. Yes, but still.
Normally, from tales I've heard tell in the Amario Wilds, rifts like that are generally large enough for a person to step through.
This seemed, I mean, just the right size for that creature, not one of us.
Well, maybe he was persistent and found a way through. I don't know. Stranger things have happened. I mean, we just had a chimera fly over our camp. Stranger things have happened.
He does seem quite pleased here, looking over at where he's sort of curled up on Aurora.
Yeah, he seems to have made himself quite at home very quickly. But you also fed him, so maybe that's why. Save him from having to hunt, keep him happy by giving him snacks. And eggs and bacon, apparently.
I mean, that's for me. I don't know that I'm sharing that with him.
I would not expect you to. It's not your pet. Hearth Coven Games, hello, welcome, rating with a party of 19, sweet beans, welcome on everybody. Thank you so much for trusting us with your community. We are in the middle of some fireside chatting at the final watch of the night. Thank you so much for all the follows, hello, hello. Lots of new faces in here, welcome.
Could the creatures that we saw that attacked the town, could those be extraplanar? Would that explain why they don't have souls?
I think that sort of question, I could theorize with you, but again, I'm not gifted in the arcane very much, so any theory I would make would be half-baked at best. But it could be. I mean, they're certainly not creatures you see roaming around Terra, so...
Is there someone I could talk to in Foxden about this, or is it a question better left to the druids?
We could ask the elders to see if any of them know, but I would probably argue for answers like that, it would be best to visit one of the mage colleges in Fauchus. Those sorts of people probably know all about that.
Rev kind of pulls a bit of a face because she has chosen her path to knowledge and it was not a mage college. I suppose we can do that eventually.
It's worth exploring, and you might even learn something when we get to the necropolis.
That is certainly my hope.
I hope we find answers, because what if something like this happens somewhere else? I mean, it's bad enough that it's happening here, but what will happen if they go to a larger city? With more people? I don't want to think about it, but...
Yeah, the malicious intent was
palpable.
I'd rather not see it again in action against a city.
We will have to do what we can. Warn people, spread the word. Who even knows how it started? It happened in the middle of the night, so for all we know, they teleported into the city. For all we know, they stormed the gates. Who knows? I don't think anybody is left alive in Blackcade who could tell us exactly how it started. And that's the scariest part, I think.
I think Rev sort of files away the, oh, but could we ask Dayu to like ask the ghosts? Because it seems like the sort of thing that might be too traumatic to bring up, or that Kazuhiko at least would think it's too traumatic to bring up at this particular moment, but Rev will remember this.
Mm-hmm. So the sun begins to crest over the horizon as the sky begins to lighten, and it is at this point that Kazuhiko will start gently waking folks up.
I wish I had message so I could do the same thing to Aurora so she'd see how it feels.
Yeah.
But I do not. So instead, I think that Rev sort of pokes at the little dragon and casts light on it, and then tries to like
You poke at Bougie.
Yes.
Okay, hold please.
Oh no, I'm gonna get my finger bit off.
That is natural 20 for a total of 24. Hold please.
To hit?
Yeah, he was ready for you.
He was ready for you?
Yeah. You take, let's see, 1d4 plus 2.
Not this.
You take 6 piercing damage.
6 piercing.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter to say. Oh, fuck, that's my first bad roll. That is a total of 5.
Oh, no. Jesus. So I'm just going to read this to you. The target must succeed on a DC 11 Constitution saving throw or become poisoned for an hour. If the saving throw fails by 5 or more, the target falls unconscious for the same duration. Or until it takes damage or another creature uses an action to shake it awake. So he lashes out with his little stinger tail and like stabs you on top of your hand, and you immediately collapse to the ground unconscious.
On to Aurora, question mark?
Yes.
So Aurora wakes up with Rev in her lap, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, completely confused about what's going on. Like, hey, huh? Hi, what are you? And, I mean, Aurora, not knowing what's going on, is going to wake up Rev with the action.
I will say that as Rev was falling forward onto basically where Bougie was sleeping, he scampers off. Actually, I'll roll a little dex save for him really quick. Oh no, he did very badly. You actually fall on top of him. So he's like, his little head is sticking out, and he's just hissing. Sandwich. He's hissing, and making little screech sounds. He's very, very angry.
I was gonna ask if I got any of the vibes, but I feel like I really get them now. Like, I probably now can understand what just happened.
He just,
like,
yeah.
Hi.
He's just making little dragon screechy sounds, but like tiny sounds. He's trying to like squeeze out from underneath Rev's unconscious body.
I'll try to both wake up Rev and free Bougie from between us. Between our bosoms.
Yes, stuck between your bosoms, which is hilarious to me. That makes it even better. I love that imagery. I want a comic of this scene suddenly. If I only had the time to draw it myself, I fucking would. So you use your action to wake Rev up. Rev, your hand fucking hurts!
Yeah, Rev, like, shakes it out, clutches it to her chest, and glares at the little demon and to Aurora. Okay, so I guess touching isn't a good way to wake you up now, then?
Did you try to wake me up and he bit you? I'm sorry. Buddy, that's not a nice thing to do to our friends.
Bougie, like, kind of, like, as soon as Revelation moves enough, he just, like a bat out of hell, like, scoots away. He doesn't fly away, but he runs on all fours. And when you say that, he looks at you, and you get an image in your head of Revelation poking him. And he snorts, and it's like a little gout of green smoke.
I think
he's mad.
I think maybe Bougie felt a little bit threatened by your approach. So maybe we both agree not to poke. You could shout at me awake. It might take a couple tries, but I will wake up.
I'll leave it to Dayu or Nikita. They seem sturdier.
Is your hand okay? Maybe you should bother Dayu now.
She's just squinting at you, Rev.
Rev squints
tail
back.
ready like a little scorpion.
Oh no.
Squints back and says, "Oh, it's fine. It's such a little stinger. It's fine."
You get angry in your head.
Laura's gonna go pick up Bougie
Just
and give him
rage.
some cuddles, because this is not the morning vibe.
You get images you get like repeated images of him stinging her hand over and over and over and over.
No, once was enough. Not nice.
He pouts and puffs out a little more green smoke. He curls up and I assume you pick him up with both hands at this point. He just kind of curls up and he's just squinting. He's just salty. But he's calming down. He's not sending you angry images anymore.
Okay, I'll just make like a little jaunty musical tune akin to what we're hearing, to distract him with magics.
Oh yeah, he kind of sways his little head a little bit when he hears it. Approval.
Like, wow, I can do a lot more different magic things hanging out with you than I thought I could.
You get images of bacon and eggs. Actually, all of you get images of bacon and eggs as soon as you become conscious. You're bacon and eggs.
Breakfast, got it.
Images of toast with jam on it as well.
Oh my gosh.
High quality breakfast.
Listen, he's bougie.
I love it.
You have a pseudo dragon who wants all of the food on the planet, and also, magic, and to be pampered, and murder apparently. Also Napoleon complex. So he's just a complex little guy.
Yeah, he's got layers.
He's an ogre.
Just know, all of your pets, if you get more than these two, will have personalities of their very own.
Good.
Yeah, we
Because
love
every
it.
day, every day, we stray closer and closer to My Little Pony. Friendship is magic. Every fucking day. I'm so elated.
Does anybody want to do anything in the morning as you are getting ready to make breakfast and pack up camp?
Just to clarify, we have officially long rested, right?
Yes, you have all officially long rested, everybody. Therefore, your levels of exhaustion should have fallen off by this point in time.
Perfect, because Sin goes hunting.
Oh.
Sin will simply spend the morning hunting for some for some actual food for everybody.
I think Nikita would help out with that if you're okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have a ranger right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Sin, Kazuhiko.
Well, my background says.
Sorry?
Beast.
I mean,
no
with
wonder.
Sin, Kazuhiko, and Nikita, I'm sure they find an actual very like a bounty of things.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna make you roll ability checks for this. I'm gonna roll percentage to see if you find something. Between the three of you, there's no fucking way you're not gonna. Okay. Alright. You are able to. You definitely get, probably a few rabbits. Nothing big.
Yeah. Okay. Rabbits. I was thinking Sin would raid bird nests because he can climb trees pretty easy.
Well, I mean, you are kind of. There's not a ton of trees around.
Oh yeah,
here.
it's plains. Yeah, you never
Yeah.
mind. I remember now.
I feel like Nikita, while she's used to like hunting for like small game like this, she's seeing this in a very different context now.
All right, you know what? Maybe instead of rabbits, because I didn't think about that when I said that. I didn't think about that when I said that.
You come back with like 3 fucking rabbits, and Darius just looks at you and be like, I understand you want to eat me out, but that's not the way I thought.
All right, okay, we're gonna retcon that. I didn't think. I'm used to dealing with a party that doesn't have a bunny girl in it. We'll say you get an elk or something.
Wow.
An elk or a mule deer, something like that.
I like that.
Yeah, so you get
Sin
a
was
single
definitely-
deer, mule deer.
Sin was definitely whatever. Sin was definitely the corraller. Sin was like boo to the deer.
No, this is funny because one goes boo, and then Kazu obviously shoots it probably in the ass. But like all I picture is Nikita going, "Don't worry," and taking her big ass sword, just throwing it like a
Yeet!
I don't know, like a hand axe. Just
Oh my god.
Have you guys ever seen? I think it's called like
Like a
school, like school stories or whatever, where it's the principal who suplexes the deer.
Oh, that's
Yes.
Nichijou, isn't it?
Yes, there you go.
What?
Yes.
I don't know what that is, but
It's
I
just
will-
it's a I've never watched the anime. All I
Never.
know is this one scene where it's an old ass principal who like fucking suplexes a deer. It's amazing.
It's a comedy
This one.
anime. It's very high quality in terms of the memes. It's still memeable to this day.
Yeah.
I see maybe 2 episodes, and that's it. I love it.
You don't even need to watch it in order. You just do as you please. Like, you'll get this. It's got no story, but like it's good.
Yeah. So we'll say you get a deer, you have some good breakfast, and I think this is a good point in time to move into the end of the night, into confessionals,
right.
and then we'll wrap up for the night. So let's get into that. Swap the music over here. Okay, we're gonna start with Rev.
That really hurt. It's such a small little creature. I was just gonna wake Aurora up, and ow! I think it sent me to sleep. Can they do that? We really need to figure out what that is and where it came from. We have to figure out what those other creatures were too. I mean, maybe it's related. Maybe that little demon lizard is also one of those burning shadow things. It would make sense? No, it wouldn't. Maybe the druids will know more, though. And that's it for Rev.
Okay, moving on to Nikita.
Who the hell says don't die ever? That just felt so stupid. Why did that come out of my mouth? Why do I suck at this so bad? Okay. Well, what they don't know is that I grabbed some deer meat, and I think that if I saved it, I could negotiate with the lizard and make sure that it does not eat Smar. I think that would be a fair trade because he's about the size of a little chunk of deer meat, so I think it should work. Don't die! Are you kidding me? That's it.
Okay. I love this so much. On to Sinark.
I'm sorry, I have to recover. In character. Finally, a good night's sleep, despite a chimera scare. Meilin is a pretty name. Meilin is a pretty name. I had some good talks with people, and I think maybe we can all recover from that really bad scare. Ooh, hunting. I haven't had to do that in a while. Well, maybe I can show off a little bit more next time. And that's it for Sin.
Okay. On to Aurora.
I made a friend, and he's so cute. Little Bougie, and I'm imagining Aurora has Bougie with her in whatever visual representation of this is. I think I'm going to call him Bougie. He's really cute, and even though he bit my friend, and that's probably not good, we should probably talk about it. I feel like something really nice happened today, and yesterday was so horrible, just so I can't even comprehend it. And I thought, who's gonna protect me? Who's gonna tell me what to do and where to go and how to stay safe? But my friends are helping me, and maybe that's enough for now. And that's Aurora.
Friendship. Okay, moving on to Dayu. Bunny girl.
Can't believe they'd bring 3 rabbits and then retcon it. No, I'm joking. But that's all. I want you to know that was very fucking funny.
Sorry.
Okay, now the actual confession. So Sin saw Meilin. That's pretty dope. I wonder if I just keep pulling everyone into the spiritual plane, if they'll also be able to see it, and maybe that's how I can solve this fun little problem. Might be a very, very bad idea. I have no idea how fragile their souls are. In other news, I forgot that my in-laws liked me. To be fair, wasn't in the best headspace. But maybe it actually won't be so bad going to Foxton, actually, yeah. I feel a little bit better being reminded that my in-laws liked me. Feel much better, actually. Like 20% better. That's it.
Okay. Alrighty. And now for the confession cam for Bougie. No, I'm just kidding. Murder, anger, stink.
Bitches.
Bacon and eggs.
From my tree.
Yeah.
Except for Aurora. But these other bitches,
Yeah, I'm definitely going for bitchy cat vibes where the cat only likes one person and hates everybody else. That's Bougie.
To be fair, you
have a cat who looks like a dragon, basically.
I want to say that Bougie and I are neutral.
Yeah, you guys are neutral. You fed him. You gave him food. Therefore, you are eating his book until you're not.
Until you try to wake up Aurora.
Until you're fucking not. Until not waking up Aurora. Let's be abundantly clear above table. The mistake was that Rev
Yes, you're right.
poked the dragon, so to speak. So that's the real issue there. Okay, so we're gonna.
I love
Oh,
being protected.
is for some reason I thought our friends over at Magi were playing this week, but I guess they're not, or they're done already.
I would also like to point out that if anyone's seen The Rescuers, I pictured the personality, like Down Under.
Hmm.
I pictured that, like, stupid lizard.
Oh my
one-
god.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? That it's like very, like...
Okay, so we are gonna go raid, let's see, who are we gonna raid? Let's raid, let's raid Perception Studios, why not? We're gonna go raid our friends over at Perception Studio. Please join us in this raid. It looks like they are playing D&D. Looks like they're doing a party that's 3 rogues and a bard. That sounds like fun. So please join us in that. They put on some great shows over there. And we will see you again on this channel this Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Dungeons and Dinglings, episode 41, I think we're up to over there. So more adventures in Fae. And then you will see us here next week, Wednesday, for Mistlost, episode 13, lucky number 13. Same bat time, same bat channel, and we will see you then. Bye, everybody. Bye.